Hello students, so today we are going to deal with the subject that is management concepts and organizational behavior, and the topic for today's video is about organizational change. What is organization change all about? Meaning and the ways to overcome the changes or the resistance of change. So I, Dr. Priyaraj Batolia, Assistant Professor, Bora Institute of Management Sciences, will deal with the topic that is organizational change. So in this video we will be covering the topics that are introduction, concept, definition, forces of change, organizational change process, resistance of change, levels of resistance, strategies to overcome resistance, and finally the Kurt-Lewin theory of change. Let's discuss what is all about change management. So, change is the only constant in life. If you don't change yourself, you will somewhere have a setback or you will lack in the market in which you are prevailing. So, change management is actually the important part in today's scenario. As after Corona or COVID-19, you have seen that everything has changed a lot. In terms of relationship with e-commerce or business aspects, marketing strategies or anything wherever you go, change has actually happened. So, what is change management all about? It is a discipline that guides how we prepare, equip and support individuals to successfully opt and change in order to drive organizational success and outcomes. चेंज मैनेजमेंट एक ऐसा डिसिप्लिन है जो आपको बताता है कि हाउ यू नीड टू प्रिपेयर, हाउ यू नीड टू गेट इक्विप्ड एंड हाउ यू नीड टू सपोर्ट एन इंडिविजुअल और ग्रुप कि वो चेंज को ऑप्ट भी करे और कहीं ना कहीं ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के सक्सेस को के लिए वो अपने आप को चेंज भी करे. It is a structured approach for supporting the individuals to move from current state to their own future states. Here we are talking about future, what is going to happen. So here we have to give an approach to an individual in which वो अपने current state से future state में जाने की कोशिश करें and they can easily actually achieve that phase. That is actually all about change management. Now the concept of organizational change. So the topic is organizational change and let's see what is all about organizational change. Every organization at some point of time undergoes a transition or change in order to remain viable and scale. So here every organization has to undergo a transition or change. अगर आपको successful होना है, अगर आपको मार्केट में सस्टेन करना है तो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को चेंज मैनेजमेंट करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल चेंज इन्वॉल्व्स disequilibrium in the situation and environment in which the people and group exist. कहीं ना कहीं चेंज तब आता है जब आप वहाँ पर बैलेंस सिचुएशन में नहीं हैं, आप डिसइक्विलिब्रियम सिचुएशन में हैं एंड उसे कवर अप करने के लिए यू नीड टू अंडरगो अ चेंज. इट रिफर्स टू modification or transformation of the organization structures, processes or goods. इस चेंज में आपको कहीं ना कहीं अपने आप को मॉडिफाई करना होगा, ट्रांसफॉर्म करना होगा इन टर्म्स ऑफ योर स्ट्रक्चर, प्रोसेस और गुड्स. Definition of organizational change. It is defined as a change which has impact on the way work is performed and has significant impact on staff. चेंज कहीं ना कहीं बदलाव की बात करता है. दैट इज़ अ नीड ऑफ एन आवर, सो यू नीड टू चेंज बिकॉज दैट हैज़ अ सिग्निफिकेंट इम्पैक्ट ऑन द स्टाफ अकॉर्डिंगली. सेकेंड डेफिनेशन, ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल चेंज इज एक्चुअली द इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ न्यू प्रोसीजर्स एंड टेक्नोलॉजीज. चेंज में आप कहीं ना कहीं कोई नया प्रोसीजर, कोई नई टेक्नोलॉजी, कोई नया ऑटोमेशन यूज़ कर रहे हैं एंड for that you need to intend to align an organization with the changing demands of its business environment or to capitalize the business opportunity. अब यहाँ पर business environment में sustain करने के लिए या कोई नई opportunity को avail करने के लिए आपको either आपके procedures में change करना होता है या technologically आपको update होना पड़ता है and that is actually known as organizational change. Let's see the type of change. Basically, the change is divided into two types. The first is proactive and second is reactive. Proactive actually means in anticipation, means before the change occurs, you need to get prepared for it, and that is the proactive stage of change. It refers to the change undertaken in anticipation of the likely changes in the forces affecting the organization. तो कहीं कहीं आपको प्रोएक्टिवली चेंज को एक्सेप्ट करने के लिए एंटिसिपेशन में बिफोर एक्चुअली द चेंज अकर्स आपको पहले से ही अपने आप को प्रिपेयर करना चाहिए कि चेंज होने वाला है, बदलाव होने वाला है और आपको उस पर प्रोएक्टिव स्टेप्स लेने हैं. सेकेंड इज द अपोजिट, दैट इज रिएक्टिव. Reactive change is the change which is undertaken by the organization forced by some factors, either internal or external. Reactive में एक्चुअली चेंज हो चुका है और आपको सिर्फ अपनी सिचुएशन से कोप अप करने के लिए फोर्सफुली कुछ इंटरनल या एक्सटर्नल चेंज अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में करने होते हैं. सो प्रोएक्टिव इज एक्चुअली इन एंटिसिपेशन, वेयर एज रिएक्टिव इज इन रिस्पॉन्स टू अ पर्टिकुलर चेंज. Let's see the forces of change. The forces of change has been divided into two parts. The forces is first the internal force and the second is the external force. Now when there is a change in the organization, then there can be two reasons behind that particular organizational change. First can be the external force, which is not within the organization. It is because of the external forces outside the organization. That is why it is known as external. Internal, on the other hand, is the forces which is from inside the organization. जो change organization के अंदर से आएगा उसे internal forces कहेंगे, और जो change organization के बाहर से या बाहर के premises से या surrounding से अगर आता है तो उसे external force कहते हैं. Now let's see what are the external forces. So external forces first includes technology change. जब भी टेक्नोलॉजी में कोई चेंज आता है, यू नीड टू अडॉप्ट दैट लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी. फॉर एग्जाम्पल द कंप्यूटर टेक्नोलॉजी, द ऑटोमेशन, और यू कैन सी द जापनीज टेक्नोलॉजी. बिफोर वी वेर इन 2G, 3G, then 4G came into picture, and now we are running with 5G. So here, some or the other way, you have to cope up with the technological change. Like before Corona, we used to have a classroom teaching, but after COVID-19 we focused on online teaching. That was a need of an hour, and we have actually adopted the technological change. Second is about globalization, because all the markets are coming together. We don't have barriers related to our import and export, and our goods can be sold in other countries, as well as you can get goods from other products or services from other countries too. So because of globalization, you need to get updated, you need to change your pattern of working or your product or your service. Third is about market condition. Because of market conditions also, you need to exhibit certain change in the organization, like digitalization, demonetization. In demonetization, you have seen that because of digitalization, it was a need of an hour, and we tried and make online payments. So market conditions ऐसी थी कि पेमेंट करना बहुत मुश्किल हो रहा था because of demonetization. तो वहाँ पर because of that we opted for online payment system. बहुत लोगों ने Google Pay, Paytm यूज़ करके पेमेंट्स किए होंगे. So that is all because of market condition. Next is about social change. In the society also you can see some changes which is occurring, and like you can see online food ordering. पहले ये सब चीज़ें नहीं होती थी, but now people feel proud doing it, like booking online taxi or booking online food, which is a social change. Political change, which is actually not in the hands of the organization, but because of any political change or any political pressure, you need to focus on the organizational change. And last is about the workforce diversity. When you need to hire an employee, there are workforce diversity. The people are from different religion, different caste, different genders, and you have to actually cope up with such kind of workforce diversity, and these all are the external forces because of which you need to change. Now related to the internal force, which is actually from within the organization. The first is changes in managerial personnel. यहाँ पर कोई पुराना जो मैनेजर है वो नए मैनेजर से रिप्लेस किया जाता है because he may get promotion, retirement or transfer. अब because of the new manager they may imbibe some new ideas or working pattern, attitude or some other way. दोनों की काम करने की philosophy सेम नहीं है, इसलिए भी change आता है. Change in operative personnel, because you see that the new generations, they are better qualified and they emphasize on human values, complex behavior, so there is a high turnover rate, so you have to focus on the changes in operative personnel. Deficiency in existing structure, कहीं ना कहीं organization के structure में deficiency होगी, जैसे span of control की बात की जाए, lack of uniformity in policies की बात की जाए, या फिर ऑब्स्टिकल्स इन कम्युनिकेशन की बात की जाए, ऐसे कुछ कारणों से भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंदर चेंज करना ज़रूरी हो जाता है. एम्प्लॉयज़ एक्सपेक्टेशंस एंड फाइनली चेंजेस इन वर्क एनवायरनमेंट. These are some of the internal forces. Because of that, organization needs to change. The change process which is generally being followed in organization. First is the problem recognition. Before you need to exhibit change, you need to recognize the problem, what is actually there. Then you need to identify the causes of the particular problem. You need to implement change. अब जब प्रॉब्लम पता है, उसके कॉज पता है, तो कहीं ना कहीं आपको चेंज लाना बहुत ज़रूरी है. स्टेज नंबर 4 इज जनरेटिंग मोटिवेशन फॉर चेंज. बिफोर इम्प्लीमेंटिंग चेंज, एक्चुअली यू नीड टू मोटिवेट योर एम्प्लॉयज़ सो दैट दे डू एक्सेप्ट चेंज. मैनेजिंग द ट्रांजिशन, चेंज लाने के पहले और चेंज लाने के बाद जो ट्रांजिशन फेज है, दैट इज़ एक्चुअली वेरी स्ट्रेसफुल, सो यू नीड टू मैनेज दैट स्टेज. Supporting the change and finally evaluating the change. So with the help of these steps, we need to focus on change process. First is problem recognition, like for example पहले बैंक्स में कंप्यूटर नहीं होते थे, तो मैनुअली अकाउंट मेंटेन करने का काम किया जाता था, तो देयर वाज एक्चुअली अ लॉट ऑफ पेपर वर्क, सो देयर वाज अ प्रॉब्लम इन दैट. जब उसे आइडेंटिफाई किया गया कि उस प्रॉब्लम का कॉज क्या है, तो दैट वाज lot of manual work and the data was very difficult to retrieve. because of manual work आपको सारी फाइलें ढूंढनी पड़ती थी. तो कहीं ना कहीं कंप्यूटर्स इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में आए. जब इम्प्लीमेंटेशन हुई तो काफ़ी लोगों को ये डर था कि हमारी नौकरी ना चले जाए. सो देयर वाज अ फैक्टर ऑफ जनरेटिंग मोटिवेशन. आपको फिर वर्कर्स को, एम्प्लॉयज़ को मोटिवेट करना पड़ा, मोटिवेट किया गया. देन वो ट्रांजिशन फेज आया जहाँ पर एम्प्लॉयज़ को पुराने मेथड से नए मेथड में लेकर आए, उन्हें ट्रेनिंग दी गई, हाउ टू यूज़ कंप्यूटर्स, हाउ टू मैनेज दैट अकाउंट्स, एंड यू नीड टू समवेयर सपोर्ट दैट चेंज. कहीं किसी को अगर काम नहीं आ रहा है तो एटलीस्ट यू नीड टू बी वेरी पेशेंट, वेरी इफेक्टिव इन कम्युनिकेशन वाइल हैंडलिंग दैट स्टेज. एंड फाइनली आफ्टर इम्प्लीमेंटिंग द स्टेज, द फाइनल स्टेज इज अबाउट इवैल्यूएटिंग द चेंज. So with the help of 7 stages, we have discussed the change process. Let's see what is resistance to change. अब जहाँ change है वहाँ पे resistance होना is very obvious. So actually resistance is all about opposing or struggling. So whenever you go for a change, the first reaction is no. The employees say we won't do it. So that is about resistance to change. Resistance is all about opposing or struggling with the modification or transformations that alter the status quo in the workforce. So whenever there is a change, actually there is opposition, there is a struggle, and one of the most important tasks of the manager is to facilitate change. जब भी change आने की बात होती है, so manager is the one who has to manage the change. Resistance is the first step to change. रेजिस्टेंस के बिना चेंज नहीं होगा, बट इफ़ यू मैनेज दैट रेजिस्टेंस वेरी स्मूथली, द चेंज कैन एक्चुअली टेक प्लेस. इट इन्वॉल्व्स एम्प्लॉयज़ बिहेवियर डिजाइंड टू डिले, प्रिवेंट द चेंज, इंट्रोडक्शन एंड डेवलपमेंट ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. अब एम्प्लॉय के टर्म्स में कहीं ना कहीं रेजिस्ट करने का तरीका है डिले इन वर्क और प्रिवेंट द चेंज. सो दे रेजिस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ अफ्रेड ऑफ देयर जॉब्स, security, working conditions, status and other factors. So in terms of employees, जब वो रेजिस्ट करते हैं तो कुछ रीजंस होते हैं जिसके कारण वो हमेशा चीज़ों को रेजिस्ट करेंगे. इट कैन बी बिकॉज दे आर अफ्रेड ऑफ लूजिंग देयर जॉब इन टर्म्स ऑफ फाइनेंशियल. दे आर ऑल्सो इनसिक्योर्ड इन टर्म्स ऑफ देयर सिक्योरिटी, देयर वर्किंग कंडीशंस, और कहीं ना कहीं उनके स्टेटस में ऐसे इश्यूज आ सकते हैं जिसके कारण जनरली एम्प्लॉयज़ रेजिस्ट करते हैं चेंज के लिए. So it is the most human basic nature of people to try and keep their methods and customs constant. लोग हमेशा चाहते हैं कि जो कर रहे हैं वो ही करते जाएं, but change should be there in the organization, and change is a law of nature. अगर आप बदलेंगे नहीं तो some or the other way you are being out of that place, and whenever you exhibit change there is a resistance. So this is all about resistance to change. Now let's see the definition of resistance to change. Resistance is an incomplete transition in response to change. Change होना है but उसके बीच में जो resistance है, that is an incomplete transition. So that is known as resistance to change. Now resistance is a valuable passion which can be channelized more constructively. So actually resistance is all about opposing or struggling to change. They are actually unwillingness to adapt to the new environment, and that is the reason employees resist. Now there are basically 3 levels of resistance. Employees के terms में, organization के terms में या group के terms में we can face level of resistance. Generally लोग क्यों avoid करते हैं change? So on individual level we see that people resist because they have formed habits. लोगों ने आदत बना ली है. For example, human beings are creatures of habit, and अगर कोई डे शिफ्ट में काम कर रहा है और अगर से नाइट शिफ्ट में काम करने के लिए बोला जाए तो some or the other way that person or individual will resist because he had actually formed that as a habit. So that is the reason for resistance. Security, in terms of monetary factor, कहीं ना कहीं सिक्योरिटी या नौकरी ना चले जाए इस कारण से, या जॉब में सिक्योरिटी ना हो, इसलिए भी लोग रेजिस्ट करते हैं. इकोनॉमिक फैक्टर्स की डिमोशन ना हो जाए, सैलरी ना कम कर दी जाए, इकोनॉमिक या फाइनेंशियल फैक्टर्स के कारण इंडिविजुअली आप रेजिस्ट करते हैं. एंड लास्ट इज फियर ऑफ अननोन, बिकॉज ऑफ वेरी फ्यू सेलेक्टिव इंफॉर्मेशन, आपको हर चीज़ से डर लगता है इसलिए आप रेजिस्ट करते हैं. So these are the 4 reasons why on individual terms employee resist to change. Coming on to the group level, group में अब individual क्यों groups में लोग क्यों resist करते हैं? The reason is group norms. Actually the group has certain appropriate and inappropriate behavior in the form of norms. तो उस norms में कभी कोई फ़र्क ना हो जाए इसलिए लोग resist करते हैं. Then is group cohesiveness. Cohesiveness is all about attachment or bonding of the group members. So because of change, their bonding or cohesiveness may get disturbed. That is the reason they oppose the change. Groupthink. Groupthink is the pattern of faulty decision making and which is being actually seen in the organization. So because of groupthinks, some or the other way, you oppose the change. And finally, acceleration of commitment. This is all about members realize their action is wrong, but sometimes because to continue to the pursue in regardlessness, they accept that wrong decisions too. So these are the factors because of group, like group cohesiveness, group norms, group think, and acceleration of commitment, people resist change. And finally, organizational resistance is because of power and conflict. लोगों को लगता है पावर में या कॉन्फ्लिक्ट के कारण वो रेजिस्ट करते हैं. डिफरेंस इन फंक्शनल ओरिएंटेशन, ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल कल्चर एंड mechanistic structure. These are some of the reasons why actually organizations resist change. Now some strategies to overcome resistance या overcome change. अब क्या managers ने करना चाहिए to overcome the resistance of change? The first and very important thing is education and communication. You need to educate and you need to give the proper information to the employees. If you do so, they will not resist the change. Participation and involvement. If you want the employees to actually accept the change, you need to include the employees in the decision making process. If you show that participation and involvement of an employee in that process, actually they feel motivated and they do not resist. The third is the facilitation and support. Here actually you need to provide some kind of facility and support to the employees so that they can overcome the fear of change. Even you can go for negotiation and agreement in the terms of trade union. कभी कभी आपको negotiation या agreement के terms में भी change implement करना पड़ सकता है. A very good thing is select the people who accept change. कुछ ऐसे लोग होंगे organizations में जो change को accept करेंगे, so please do select that people first, introduce the change to them, communicate to them, and they'll help you to introduce the change more effectively. Explicit and implicit cohesion. This is the final stage जिसमें अगर कुछ नहीं होगा तो finally you need to force that change on a particular employee. Very important thing is timing of change. Whenever you put or reinforce the change, you need to see the timing of change. The timing of change has a lot of effect on the implementation of change. And finally, the manipulation and cooptation. Manipulation and cooptation is the technique to overcome resistance of change. Finally, the last topic of organizational change is Kurt-Levin's theory. This is very interesting theory, students. So let's discuss this theory in detail. The leader in change management, that is Kurt-Lewin, was a German American social psychologist in early 20th century. The Kurt-Lewin theory, that is also known as change theory model, is actually based around 3-step of process, that is unfreeze, change and refreeze. He provides a high level approach to improvement. तो Kurt-Lewin theory जो early 20s में दी गई थी, the theory has been divided into 3 steps. First is unfreezing, second is changing and third is refreezing. It gives the manager a framework to implement a change effort which is actually very sensitive and should be seamless as possible. So Kurt-Lewin ने actually manager को एक framework दिया है कि अगर आपको change implement करना है तो किस तरीके से implement करना चाहिए, and with the help of Kurt-Lewin theory, actually in today's world also the implementation of change is very effective. So let's see the process of change according to Kurt-Lewin. According to Kurt-Lewin, the first stage is unfreezing. Unfreezing का मतलब होता है कि जो old ideas हैं और जो attitudes हैं उन्हें आपको set aside करना है और new technologies या new methods के बारे में सोचना है. कहीं ना कहीं जो present behavior है आपको explain करना है employees को कि वो inappropriate है, inadequate है, irrelevant है, and employees को आपको motivate करना है कि नई techniques या नए methods से आपको organization में successful होने का मौका मिलेगा. So in terms of unfreezing, actually you need to discard the old methods and introduce some dynamic behavior in your employees. It is also about improving the willingness and readiness of an employee. कहीं ना कहीं आपको employee को willing भी करना है and साथ ही readiness भी create करनी है, self motivation भी create करना है और जो पुराने methods हैं उसको irrelevant है ये बताकर नए methods को introduce करने की कोशिश करनी है. कहीं ना कहीं you need to make them aware for the need of change. You need to have improvement in motivation, effective communication and leadership styles. And कहीं ना कहीं आपको एक support gather करना है जिसके कारण आप उस change को develop कर सके. You need to frame particular strategy or plan for implementation of change. At this stage of unfreezing, some or the other way it is very stressful and it can also have strong reactions. And for that reason you need to get a strong motivation for your employees so that they are in a position to adapt to that change. The second is about change. Here actually the implementation of change occurs. Here actually implementation of the change is there. It is also all about careful planning कि आप किस तरीके से plan कर रहे हैं. It is all about effective communication. You are encouraging an involvement of the employees and some or the other way it gradually replaces the old ideas with the new ideas. Here actually you need to have a new learning to occur, and finally you need to provide alternatives for the employees that they can choose the best one. So here acceptance of new ways is being imbibed with the employees. So second stage is all about changing. The third and the very important phase is about refreezing. When there is unfreezing, means the old traditions and customs are being removed, then you actually have to encourage and motivate the employees to bring about that change. So that is the second stage of change. And third is about refreezing, जहाँ पर आपको कहीं ना कहीं you need to make people accept or internalize new ways. You need to reward, you need to recognize, and you need to provide positive reinforcement to the employees, and you need to celebrate their success even. Here practices and experimentation of new ideas actually occurs, and the behavioral attitude of an employees change. It also says that managers should visualize that the change is occurring or not, and finally this is a state of equilibrium which needs to be focused. So this is the Kurt-Lewin theory or the process of change, which is being explained in three parts. The first is unfreezing, the second is change, and third is refreezing. In unfreezing, reducing forces are there for the status quo. In change, developing new ideas, attitudes and values with behavior is being executed. And finally, about refreezing is all about reinforcing new attitude, values and behavior. So with the help of this theory, in today's scenario even, we can exhibit change in an effective manner. Implementation of change is a very crucial part in terms of manager. If the manager is very successful at implementation of change, the half battle is won. So here the managers has to actually work very rigorously for implementing change. He has to give encouragement, motivation and somewhere positive reinforcement to his employees so that they can adapt the new change. So here with the help of Kurt-Lewin theory, even students today, we can implement change. So with the help of this theory, even in the lockdown or even in the COVID-19 situation, you have seen that there are many changes which has occurred in an organization, in the market, in the society. It can be in terms of market conditions, market demands or customers needs, anything you can see. Whenever the change is there in terms of organization, before the selling strategies were very different. Now because of e-commerce, the things are actually changed a lot. Online payment system is there, feedback system is there, even they are very much ready to replace the old product or new product if it is defective. So you can see that there are lot many changes in even our society because of digitalization, demonetization, GSTs and now because of COVID-19. So we are the generation, we have seen all these phases in detail. So everyone has gone through a change. In lockdown, when we were sitting for so many months together, we were actually very much frustrated in that matter, but after a certain point of time we understood that here is a time we need to change ourselves. So some of them have actually implemented change in their life and which has helped them a lot after lockdown. So today students, we have dealt with the organizational change. What is actually change all about? What is organizational change? What is change management? The importance of it. The forces which brings about organizational change. A very interesting topic about resistance to change and the levels of resistance, which were 3 levels, and finally we have seen the Kurt-Lewin theory of process of change, which was divided into 3 parts: unfreezing, change and refreezing. That was all for the day. Thank you. Have a nice day.